Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, everybody, let's talk about the S&P 500. We're looking at the E-mini futures. The contracts are September 2022 contracts, symbol /ES. This is a TOS platform, which is from TD Ameritrade if you want to know. But some of my members also use the TradingView platform and others. But those are the two big ones, TOS and TradingView, okay? Let's talk about the S&P 500. I'm also going to share with you a trade I did, okay, this week. And I'll talk briefly about why did I make the trade, how did I have the confidence to make the trade, okay? And yes, I'll even share my profit and what my profit was, okay? But just real briefly, let's talk about where do I think things are going, because everybody wants to know that. We'll just get that out of the way right away, okay? So based on some data that's come in just in the last couple days, including today, which, by the way, I don't think I've imported the latest certainty rate. So let's do that. Let's import that. So if you're a member, you get this certainty rate, okay? You get an email, and you can click a link, and you store the certainty rate on your local computer, local device, and then you can import it like you see me doing here, right? So you come here, you click import. I'm just looking on my local device here, right? That could be a laptop. I guess in theory it could be a mobile device, but laptop, desktop, okay? And this is where I stored mine. So I'm going to double click it. I'm going to say yes. Okay, and it changed it down here. You'll notice this changed down here, okay? You see a little asterisk next to the certainty rate. So on the TOS platform, you can import these studies. So I created a study, a custom study, that we can import into this platform. I'm going to hit apply. Okay, so now here it is. It just, for today, Friday, June 24th, okay, the certainty rate, or the change of direction rate, or whatever we're calling this thing, because I'm still up in the air about what I'm going to call it. You can see it's 0, right? If we look down here, you see it says 0, because it's bottomed out down here at the bottom line. Okay, that means there's not a rate for today. Data comes in, but it gets filtered, kind of goes through a filter. Okay, so in other words, this is just for those that want to know, this is a predictive indicator. It's predicting that there'll be a change in direction of the stock market, the S&P 500. It also could, and I'm still studying this out, it also could indicate continuations, but I need more time on that. All right, so where do I think the market's going? Well, you can see we've had, starting from there, 2, 3, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4 days up, and today was a big day, right? I think the range was over 100. Yeah, 138.5 was the range, so really nice. Okay. Based on some data that's come in, and there's data behind the scenes for the certainty rate and other data that I look at, I think Monday or Tuesday is it, short term, for this. Okay, Monday I think is the end of this, or maybe Tuesday is the end of this. Don't know how much higher we're going to go. Doesn't really matter. We're just talking about time frame. Okay. I think that's it. Monday or Tuesday, based on what I'm looking at. Okay. Now you can see the MACD starting to try to cross over. So a lot of people would say, "You're crazy. This is going to go to the moon," and it could. It could go to the moon. Take off, right? It's possible. But my instincts and the data that I'm looking at is telling me, at least short term, this is going to peak out on Monday or Tuesday, and that's going to be at least for the short term. I don't know how short or how long. We'll just keep reviewing the data on a daily basis, okay? And today's Friday, so there's more data coming over the weekends. That's right. You're probably scratching your head. What's this guy talking about? Data over the weekend. The markets aren't open. No, they're not open, but the data keeps coming in. Okay. Some data that I look at keeps coming in. All right, and I use that data to make decisions about Sunday night futures, because futures open up at Sunday night. Okay. All right, so that's what I think is going to go on the next couple days. Now, this is a cycle. For those that don't know about cycle analysis, basically this is an element of time, and there's another cycle here. Okay, we're looking at a daily chart, so these are obviously daily cycles. Now, this bottom was a few days before the end of this cycle. This cycle, I had it at, let's see, I think it was June 22nd or 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd. And this bottom on the 17th because of quad witching. Okay, and also create stupid name, but that's what they call it. Okay, so this next, and this cycle may have changed. It may be from here to here. It may have shortened up a little bit, but I'm not convinced of that just yet. But the next cycle low is going to be August 8th. Okay. So we're in this rising phase. We'll just see how far it goes. You can see I've got this channel drawn out here based on some touch points further up, going back. So the 50-day moving average right now is at 40.63. Okay, so will it come all the way up there? It might. It might. It may, kind of stall here Monday, Tuesday, and then get some new life in it and go up. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see how that goes. Okay. But short term, I think Monday or Tuesday is it for this little mini run. I'm trying to think what else. So let's switch over. We're going to take a look at a trade I made, and I'll talk about why I had the confidence to make a long side trade, okay, in this crazy, full-blown bear market we got going on. Look at that. Wow. Over 20% decline. When this was a 24% decline from there. We're in bear territory. Okay, so let me go pull up. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull up the trade and I'll talk about it. Okay, so here's the trade. You can see I made $580, and I did that in about 18 hours. Okay. At the time I took this screenshot was today, Friday, June 24th, at about 1:48 in the afternoon. Okay, but I had already stopped trading in the morning, like 9 o'clock, 9:30. I was done because I had placed this. You can see I did 5 contracts total, and the last one was just 1 contract. So I had done 4 contracts the previous night because these are futures, remember? And I traded the E-micros, the E-micro S&P 500 futures. So I traded them the night before, Thursday night. So why did I do that? What gave me the confidence to place a trade Thursday night with 4 E-micro contracts and an additional one kind of late before I went to bed? I added one back in. Okay. So just a quick synopsis of what happened to the trade is I went long on 4. It got up to about $530 of the profit. I put a stop loss, trailing stop, okay, in there for about -10. In other words, it trailed 10 full points. So it came back and hit the trail like whatever a few hours later, and I booked $300 of the profit. Okay. And some of you may be saying, well, why didn't you just book the 580? Because I was allowing it to breathe and for it to go up. Maybe it was going to go up and just take off. Okay, I'm not so worried about trying to book the exact maximum at the top of a candlestick. I'm more concerned about locking in my profits. There's a big difference. Okay, so if you don't know about trailing stops, you should really use them and learn about them. Once you have profit running, decent profit, you should use a trailing stop. It's a really good idea. Basic risk management 101, okay? And then in the morning, I had one, late before I went to bed, this trail stop happened while I was still up. I was doing some stuff in the house, and I heard a little bell go off, so I knew the trailing stop kicked in. I came and looked. It was $300 of profit. But I had a feel for the market, and I put in a +1 or long 1 contract and just went to bed. Okay. In the morning when I took a look, I was up another $280 on that 1 contract. Imagine if I'd gone long on a bunch of contracts. But I don't get into what ifs and beating myself up. I learned to stop doing that a long time ago. So total was 300 from the night before, and in the morning I closed the last 280. There you go, 580. Okay. So now let's talk about how did I get confidence in this big, huge bear market to go long? Because normally I wouldn't do that. Normally, I would only trade short side trades like I did here. I made $1,500 on that candlestick. I made another $300 on that candlestick, which you all saw like a week ago when I put out the videos. If you haven't, you can check them out on my YouTube channel. Okay, so I made like $1,800 over here in this area, and I gave back like 500 of it. So I netted like 1,300 out of this. These few days going down. Okay, you like how I'm honest on this channel? I had 1,800, I gave back 500. I made some stupid mistakes in this little area right here. I should have just booked the profits and been done with it and not farted around in here. See, guys, I keep it real on this channel. Okay, nobody trades perfectly all the time. So anyway, let's talk about what gave me the confidence to make the trade. Well, first of all, there was some indications down here with the certainty rate that we were bottoming. Okay, and I kind of looked at this little area right here as the certainty rate was kind of bouncing off the bottom. It wasn't zero like this section over here. Okay, and when I saw that spike right there happened right there, it gave me confirmation to make a trade. And even that day, I think was right there, yeah, on that little tail. So it helped confirm this certainty rate. Okay, helped confirm a few things. Well, what did it help me confirm? Well, you can already see the Big Daddy forecast, which is my own indicator, was going up. That the Stochastic Momentum Index, which is available to everybody, had already crossed over way back here, was going up. But I don't trade just on these alone, because I've been burned many times trading on fast-moving indicators solely. But also, I noticed that the MACD was starting to pinch down and get ready to cross over. Okay, it was like really pinched down right here. So we've got some certainty rate, which is some data that I collect on my own. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, import as a script. We've got two other indicators here. I'll just mark them both as 2, helping me make a decision that they're saying price is going to go up. Okay, MACD's trying to cross over, so that's the third thing. We're at the beginning of a new cycle. If you don't know about cycle analysis, you should really study it. It's a huge help. We're at the beginning of another cycle, so I know that there's a good chance price could go up. Okay, so look at this. You got 4 different things. 1, 2, 3, 4 things, the cycle. All working together, giving me confidence that for a trade I wouldn't normally make in a bear market. Crazy to do a long side trade in a bear market, right? Now, the time I took that trade on Thursday night, it was like right here. It was not even a green candlestick. It was barely green. It was just sitting there at the bottom. Okay? And I could see that the price action over here was starting to bounce and it was pushing up. You know, it was up like, instead of plus 95, it was like plus 10, then plus 12, then plus 15. So all of this going on, I'm looking at all of this I just mentioned. Plus, I'm watching the price action as it's bumping up, and I could see that trading is coming in. Everybody understand me? Trading's coming in. Price is going up. Right? The price is going up. The price is going up. I'm like, okay, it's time to participate. Pull the trigger. Took 4 contracts. Okay, that's the anatomy of a trade. That's right there is what I did to get confidence to trade long in a bear market, okay? And then, like I said, I don't do this very often. I don't trade against the overall trend very often. This was intended to be a swing trade, but it lasted 18 hours. You know, technically it's still a swing trade. All right? And you already heard me earlier say I use a trailing stop. I don't just leave orders hanging out there. Okay, that's risk management. Trailing stop and position size was fairly small. For me, 4 E-micro contracts is pretty small for my account. Okay. So I'm a happy camper. I booked $580, and this time, unlike over here, I didn't give any of it back. And throughout the day, when I got done closing the last contract, there was, you know, it was up around like 375, 380, and it was bouncing off the high of the day around 385, 383 for a while. I was busy working. I already knew, I could tell by the price action, it was just going to bounce off that high, maybe go up a little bit more throughout the day, but there was no way I was going to get suckered into making any more trades. I'm a happy camper. Okay? That's how you do it, guys. I know there's members that that are in my membership service, and they'd like to do the intraday trading. Well, I'm not going to tell you not to do intraday trading, but I know you're all hung up. Some of you are hung up on that intraday trading, and I know because I used to do it. You're sweating it out during the day trying to squeeze out some profits, and you're trying to time that intraday stuff, and you just can't seem to make it work very good or very often. Man, just relax. Take a deep breath. Just trade the swing trades. Okay? If you've got bigger accounts or you're, hopefully you're not an all-in kind of person. If you're doing all-in and you're leveraging up your account really high, that's bad. Don't do that garbage. 10 to 20% of your account. That's it. Okay? That's it. Don't start leveraging up your account past this. Okay? Start figuring out swing trades. You're going to be so much happier. If you're a successful day trader, and you're not lying to yourself, because a lot of people lie to themselves. Successful means 8 out of 10 trades are profitable, and your 2 losses are minimal. They're not taking away all the 8 other trades. Then you don't even need to be a member in my service. You can just go trade. You don't even need to watch my video. You're successful. Go for it. You don't need to learn anything from me. But if you're struggling at day trading, and you're a hit and miss trader, man, swing trade. Okay, why sweat it? A lot of people assume day trading, if I can day trade, that means I'm a real trader. I'll make a lot of money. And I finally cracked that nut because I proved it to myself and to everybody else. I'm a day trader. Oh, please. It's so cliche. Anyway, I'm not bad-mouthing day traders. For those that want to day trade, by all means, do your thing. But you can see that over this last week and a half to 2 weeks, I made about $1,300 going this way, and I made another $580 going that way. So in 2 weeks' time, I've made almost $2,000. Just shy of $2,000 doing small position trades in less than 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying that happens all the time because I'm busy working my day job, but this market is so hopping with so much price volatility, there's a lot of opportunity here. You don't need to leverage up your account and take these huge positions and do all this intraday sweating bullets trying to squeeze out a profit as their market makers are squeezing the life out of you. If you have access to futures, take a couple deep breaths and learn to trade swing trades. You'll be so much more relaxed. Okay? Does $2,000 in 2 weeks sound good to you? I know it does to me. And again, I'm not saying I do this all the time. I don't. Okay? It just happened to be a good 2 weeks. Okay? But it might sometimes be $250 for the 2 weeks because I'm just busy working my job. I'll still take it. No complaints. Okay? What I don't want to do is have losses. So if I have to take small gains because I don't either have time or the market's not willing to give it or my strategy just isn't working with the market and all I can get is a 250, then 250 it is. Okay? So there's the anatomy of the trade and how I made, almost $2,000 in 2 weeks, and I talked about the 580 I just made in 18 hours, okay? All right, I wanted to talk about something else. Oh, yeah. Let me switch back over to another screen, and I'm going to talk about copper real quick. Okay, here we are. This is E-micro copper futures. Okay, if you're in the U.S. and you're on the TOS platform, they have this product available to trade. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've been begging CME Group and TOS to allow for an E-micro product. Well, CME finally did it. I'm not saying they did it because of me, but they finally introduced this product. And why? Because copper, guys, is extremely predictable when it comes to its cycles. Remember, I said if you haven't learned cycle analysis, you need to learn it. Okay, here's the big contracts. So we just switched over from the E-micros to the big contracts. There's also an E-mini. So you got three different size. Sorry, got 3 different size contracts. You got the HG, like we're looking at here. That's the big contracts. I'll just put B. You've got the E-minis, which I think is I think it's OG. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like OG. Doesn't really matter. I don't think it's OG. It's something OC maybe. Okay, that's the E-minis. I'll put it for E. And then just in May of this year, like a month and a half ago, they introduced the MHG. Sound familiar? It looks just like HG, but it's got an M for E micro or micro. Okay, great product. Oh my gosh. So finally, retail traders like myself, and we'll dive back into the E micro in a second, but what I wanted to show you here first was look at these cycles. This one's not so good, but it's kind of there. Look at this one. Look at this one. Okay. You got 1, 2, 3. Okay, that one, forget that one. That one's not so good. 3, 4. So 4 of the last cycles for copper have been very predictable. In other words, you can trade this because you know where the cycle lows are going to be, and there's going to be a price decline. Okay, and in futures, for those that don't know, you can trade it short or long. It makes no difference on your margin account. I wish people would just understand that. For futures and commodities, there's no difference between trading long or trading short. No difference on your leverage on your account. As long as you have a margin account, it's the same. Okay, there's no difference in how much margin is going to be against your account while you're trading margins. It's not like stock, where if you try to trade short, they absolutely crush you with the margin requirements. Futures is not, and commodities are not like that at all. Okay. All right. So now let's just take a look at this cycle in the future for this product for copper, because there's a good chance, and I'm talking to my members right now. On the Discord server, I started a copper channel. So if you're on the Discord server, go look there. You'll see a channel called Copper. I'm going to be doing most likely some E-micro trades, and I'll share my trades on that channel, and you all can get a feel for it. Okay. So let's take a look at this cycle that's coming up. Look what copper's been doing. Been getting absolutely slammed. Okay. But let's take a look at this. Where's this? I got it at July 27th. Okay. That's where this is right here. July 27th. Okay. So this has already been slammed real hard. I wish I had known about E-micros before, because I just found out about them, because they just came onto the broker back in May, so I just wasn't aware of it. Because I would have absolutely monster mashed this and made a ton of money. Okay, and I would have monster mashed. Look at this, right smack dab in the middle of this cycle. What does copper do? Bombs away. Just amazing. Just amazing. So keep your eyes peeled for copper on that. Okay, if you're trading overseas, and I have some members I know that trade overseas, and a few of you have access to copper. HG and for me guys here in the States, I cannot really afford the margin on copper. That big contracts margin requirement is just too much for me. I don't want to take on that much impact on my account. I like to keep things small, because I learned over the years, guys, I keep things small. I don't leverage up my account, and I just keep plugging away and chipping away, and I make nice steady profit that way. I'm a happy camper. Okay, so anyway, if you can trade copper and all you got is HG, consider it. But okay, so now that we know this is 727 here, let's go back to the E-micro, and I'm going to show you something here. MGH. Okay, clear the screen. You notice how there's almost nothing on the screen, because like I said, it started in May. What's the date right there? May 2nd. This is when it started for this broker. So it's only been trading for like a month and a half. Super cool. Now let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at this. I've on the TOS platform, TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. This is the trading platform we're looking at. Down here is the micro copper futures. Okay. I'm not going to dive too much into the tick size and tick value. I have a spreadsheet that calculates all that for me based on how many contracts I trade. For those that are interested in the spreadsheet, let me know. Maybe I'll put it up on the a share drive, which at the moment I forget the name of it. But just let me know, and I'll put it up there. Maybe I'll include it in the email. You guys can, you members can download the spreadsheet and use it for your own futures trading. Okay. But the bigger thing I want you to focus on is this 907. This is in U.S. dollars. $907.50. Okay. Well, for me, guys, that's very affordable. Okay. I can afford to trade that. That's called initial margin. See up here at the top, initial margin. Let's see if it lets me do this without. Yeah, see, I hate when it does that. Start clicking around, won't let you. Okay, anyway, up here's initial margin. This column on the far right over here where my mouse is, that's initial margin, all these numbers. What does initial margin mean when you're trading futures or commodities? That's how much money you'll have to put up or have available in your account to trade one contract. So all you do is you multiply this by the number of contracts you're going to trade. So for my account size, $907 is cheap. Okay, I can trade several of these contracts and still keep my position size really small in relationship to my account size. Makes sense? We're talking risk management here, right? So I can have low risk and I can take on at least a few contracts or more if I want to and keep my margin debt low and benefit and trade and make some nice profits on this product, okay? So the thing I really want you to convey, I want to convey here is that copper has a predictable pattern. A predictable cyclical pattern. Cycle analysis, okay? That's key. And of course, we're going to use other indicators and whatnots to help make those trades. Now, I've kind of looked at the certainty rate already. It doesn't really do very well with copper. But I'll continue to look at it, but I don't think it really lines up with and helps us out with copper trades. But that's okay. You see other products in here, right? Look at this right here. This is the eMicro Euro to USD futures. This is not Forex. This is futures on the Forex. That could be confusing, but that's what that is. That's a futures contract, a Euro USD futures contract on that currency. Look at that, $316.80. Look at this one. I've traded this before. The Aussie and the US dollar. It's an eMicro M6A. Look at this, $220 for one contract. It's crazy. Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap to trade these contracts. And futures guys are leveraged. They're a leveraged product. You can make profit. You can make some serious profit off of futures. Okay, so I'm really excited about eMicro Copper or eMicro Copper futures because one, the initial margin's really affordable, and two, it's predictable. And guys and gals, if there's anything you want to know about trading, when you can find something that's predictable, you want to trade that product, okay? You hear me saying things like product and initial margin and futures and commodities. You don't hear me talk about stock here, right? On this channel, I almost never talk about stock. I'm not saying I completely stopped trading stock, but I rarely trade stock anymore. That's like baby school. Okay, trading stocks for like little kids. That's how I view it because I've long since, just kind of moved on. Futures, trading futures is, oh my gosh. It had so much huge advantage over trading equities. I'd be hard pressed to trade equities on a regular basis because futures are just that good. Okay, so everything you're seeing here is oriented towards futures, okay? All right, so get yourself a futures account. Don't be afraid to try something new. If your broker doesn't give you futures and you're in the United States, check out the TOS platform. Sign up with TD Ameritrade. Okay, and figure out what their minimum requirements. If you can't open up a margin account because you don't have enough money, save it up. Start planning now. Okay, do it. Okay, for my friends overseas and my members overseas, try to figure out how to trade futures because that's where the real money's made, guys and gals. The world is run off of futures and commodities, not stock, guys. All right, so I wanted to share that with you guys because that's what's going to be happening in the near future, okay? All right, what else? I know this is going to be a public video for everybody, but a lot of the members, I know you're listening to this video. This is Friday video, so from time to time I put out videos that are for the public. So listen, there was a giveaway, $5 giveaway, woohoo, $5 but somebody won the giveaway. The giveaway was which way was the S&P 500 going to break? Okay, so let's go back to the S&P 500 and we'll just talk. I'm talking to the members, but everybody else that's watching and listening, you can join in on this as well. Okay, it was right over here where I started the giveaway on my Discord server. Let me get back over over here. It was about right on this day right here, one of these 2 days. I said which way, because we were looking at these 3 days kind of tracking sideways. I said which way was the S&P 500 going to break? Was it going to break down or was it going to break up? So there were maybe a handful of people out of my membership that participated, and one person won it. Okay, Several of you guessed correctly to the upside. I took those group of people and I did a random drawing and one person won. So check the Discord server. Okay, all the members. Check to see if you got a private chat. There's only one person got a private chat for me about this. Okay, I'll pay the $5 through the PayPal. Just let me know what your email address is for your PayPal account, and I'll send you the $5. Okay, you go buy yourself a gallon of gas. Okay, so that was the giveaway, and I'll do giveaways from time to time. All right. So you've heard my thoughts about where I think this is going for the next couple of days. I think it's going to top out a little bit, and then we'll see what happens from there. If you want to become a member, there's a join button right below this video. If you're on a mobile device, it may not show up. If you clicked it, even if it does, I've heard stories, and I've had people who've been on mobile devices having troubles, and they can't get onto the membership. Okay, so do it on a laptop or do it on a desktop if you can. Okay, if it's working on your Android or your mobile device, fine. But I've heard several people who have been on iPhones that could not get the membership to work. So if you're not getting the membership, go on a regular computer to do it. If it still doesn't work, make sure you unblock pop-ups, because it's a pop-up, I think, that comes up for you to join the membership. Right now, I think the membership is $5.99 if I remember right. Okay, prices are going to go up soon. I've been talking about this. I'm trying to get everybody fair warning, okay, because I've added a lot to this service. I might bump it up probably $1 or $2 is what's going to happen. I'm not going to go crazy, but I'll probably add $1 or $2, probably be more like $2 to the membership, okay? I'll let everybody know when that happens. So it'll probably go from $5.99 to $7.99. So if you want to join right now, $5.99, you can. Click the join button, go through the steps, and you do your thing. If you're not subscribed on a YouTube channel, you got to subscribe first. So click the subscribe button, okay? Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all that, okay? And then you can join, okay? And you get to participate and come onto the Discord server with other members, all right? So I hope everybody really enjoyed this video. You've heard my thoughts. You've heard how I'm excited about where things are going. Okay, you've heard my thoughts about copper, because I think it's going to be a great product to trade, the eMicro product. Okay, this certainty rate, guys, I've used in conjunction holistically and synergistically on both the trades for short and long. Okay, how many of you out there are taking advantage of the market both down and up? I bet you a lot of you are not, right? Because you're just trading stock and you can't short the stocks, am I right? Or you're trading the spider and you can't short the spider. All right, it's time to up your game is what I'm trying to tell you, okay? All right, everybody, I hope you enjoy your weekend. God bless you. Love one another. Forgive one another. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.